Welcome. We all did so good. The food was yummy. We're all here. Thank you for coming.
It's like me moving Chrome tabs.
All right, I think we're ready to get started now. Good afternoon, everybody. We are Sentify. My name is Emmanuel Johnson, and I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of the team introduce themselves.
So I'm Olivia. I'm an Intuit intern.
I'm Cancel Esperance. I'm also an Intuit intern.
I'm Israel. I'm also an Intuit intern.
All right, now by a quick show of hands, how many of us have a playlist we listen to when we're either happy or sad? All right, and how many of us have been in positions where you were the only one, and because of that, it sort of dwelled on your mental state and caused you not to be as effective as you could be? By show of hands, how many of us have been in that position? All right, please keep your hands up real quick. I want you all to look to your left and look to your right. And this is exactly the problem we're trying to solve. So one of the issues we find is that there's two things we find. One, there's often the case where underrepresented minorities were a small fraction of the spaces that we're in, but even though we're a small fraction of that space, we're still a large population. And the problem is that oftentimes we're in these situations where we might deal with microaggression, racism, and all these other factors that affect our mental state. Now, as you've seen earlier, we all use music to cope. But the problem we find is that most of these music apps don't allow us to cater the music we want to listen to our current mood, or cater it in a way that helps us improve our mood. And that is exactly what we're trying to do. Our goal is to help underrepresented minorities in tech cope with the stress of being the only one through music. And we see music as a therapeutic way of going about doing so, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. As I stated earlier, this is our main target audience.
It's us.
So after several implementation issues, we don't have a working demo, but we sort of have a layout of what we envision would be our final product. So it's a pretty straightforward UI. You have a welcome screen, and you have a way with which we extract your current mood and your target mood. We take certain features, either through facial recognition, sentiment analysis, or through you manually inputting your mood, and then we try to match the song that fits that mood profile using a k-nearest neighbors algorithm or something of that sort. And then we play the song and show comments of users' experiences and how they felt about the song and so forth.
When we were building the demo, we used Rail, Postgre, and Heroku. And in the future, we're planning on actually building a mobile-first experience by building it on iOS.
So thank you to everyone who participated in our future study, because we are collecting data on the fellows because we want to actually implement the sentiment analysis. So when you log into our app, we want to recognize you, and we want to understand like your emotions, just because there's not many like neural net data sets with people of color. So we understand like we don't want to only classify like our fellows as angry just because maybe they're stoic. So we thank you. We've already collected like a lot of data, about like 10 images for all the fellows who have participated, and we've kind of gone from happy to depressed or maybe like angry, right? And trying to understand like the way that your face changes when you're experiencing those emotions. So we're going to parse that data and then try to use that to create a neural net. So that's where we're planning on going with that next. Great.
That's it for our presentation.
First of all, you guys all killed it. Good job. Everyone, good job. And it's actually a blessing to be here around all you just passionate people who are brilliant, smart, and have wonderful, bright futures ahead of you. And so just to see you guys at this stage and imagine where you guys are going to become is inspiring to me and inspires me to keep pushing as well. So good job. So on to you guys. So the neural net and the facial recognition, all of that, tell me about why you want to add that on there, if there's a slider of how I feel now and how I would like to feel. And if the core sort of, I guess, business model there, or not business model, but the core product is music listening, why add the facial recognition on there?
So we definitely thought about platforms that are already there, like Pandora, right, which kind of uses the beat as a classifier and as a part of their algorithm. And then you have other platforms. We did kind of a lot of internal research, like we're all music lovers, that's why we decided to build a music app. So we were thinking about different platforms. There was one platform where one of our teammates likes like mixtapes, but then that music is not like available on Apple Music. And the whole point is that like we're such a particular demographic, like we're Black and Latino engineers working in big cities at large tech companies. Like we're kind of like around certain type of music, and maybe you have like a certain song that you like when you get off of work, or you're trying to like go to bed, or you have like your debugging playlist or whatever. Like I noticed for myself, I was like, I follow like a ton of like Black female engineers in the Valley, like working in specific companies, and sometimes they'll share playlists, but then I have to parse that data back into Apple Music and like put it together. That's a lot of work, right? And then also they're classifying that data using like tags on Twitter, and then so it's like just I have this mental model where I'm like, okay, cool, this like engineer who I love, she was like, this is my sad playlist. But now I'm just having to like remember that happens. So it's kind of like putting together, we thought a lot about like mental health and how to like bring your whole self and be able to like experience the emotions as like developers of color. So we really wanted to work on getting to the point where we can say like, okay, I feel this sadness and I want to like stick in this sadness and I want to find a song to help me cope with my sadness. So now like I can have a community that I can go to and find a song to do that.
And to add to that, one of the reasons why we're using these features, yes, you can input it through the slider, but oftentimes people may or may not input the correct mood, or they might not want to go through that extra step. So if we're able to then capture that image and process the emotion from facial action units as such, then we're able to do that autonomously in the background.
Yeah, the sliders don't really work with tears on the screen, so. That helps.
Cool.
Well, I guess, is there a way is this gonna be an app? Okay, where you could like, I guess, get things from like Spotify and the Apple Store and YouTube? Is there gonna be a way to do all of that, or you're just like stuck to Apple Store or one source?
One of the way we're actually navigating was do some sort of curation, depending on your current state or mood. So we would link to those different platforms, and some of them have APIs that allow us to stream on our own, in our own app, but most of them will require us to actually go into their own app or stuff like that. So it's some sort of curation.
Yeah, we decided not to try to build another streaming service though. So
Yes.
we're just like a recommendation engine and not a streaming service. To
Oh,
make it
okay.
clear. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yay.